what's up? Today, I'm going to be doing another sports reaction, but um, it's not going to be like two reactions today. It's going to be just one long one. I think anyone who's used to my channel by now knows the long videos that I do are usually like 30 minutes maximum. 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm presuming this one is going to be 20 minutes, but we're going to get straight to it. It's a page that was recommended to me a while ago by one of you commenters, you interactors, you subscribers. Thank you for your support. And it was pertaining to me getting to know baseball a little bit better. This page is titled "Baseball Doesn't Exist," and the topic today that we've been discussing for a while underneath the different sports reactions is especially pertaining to baseball, is how dangerous it is compared to its cousin counterpart, like cricket and whatnot. So I'm just gonna take a closer look at how dangerous baseball really is, and I'm gonna get to know more about the sport that I've started to delve into. So without further ado, let's get to it.
Being a Major League Baseball player is more dangerous than ever, which is ironic because this used to be legal. Players used to come home like this and nobody got thrown out of the game. Stadiums had concrete walls, no netting to protect fans, and no dugout fences. Yet somehow, more players are getting injured today than ever before. Teams used to be so bad at treating injuries that the Reds once sent a pitcher to the dentist because his arm hurt. He got a tooth pulled, but his arm still hurt. Today's pitchers are throwing less pitches, doing more arm care, and getting the best medical care in the world. But there have been more Tommy John surgeries in the past year than the entire decade of the 80s. Hitters are wearing more elbow guards, face guards, and helmets, but are getting hit in the face, and injured from it more than ever before. A pitcher once had his season and arguably his career ruined because he hurt his arm from playing too much Guitar Hero. Moises Alou got injured after accidentally running over his son with his bike, and multiple players have been injured from sneezing. These injuries...
Wait, what the fuck? How did you get injured and your son is alright when you ran your son over with a bike? Like, what's going on here? And another person is sneezing and getting an injury. Wait, further elaborate.
Were real, but fake injuries are also at an all-time high. According to one player, his team told him if he didn't fake an injury, he would be cut from the team, and this is a new strategy being used across the league. MLB is starting to implement new equipment and new rules to solve their injury problem, but they've been trying to make baseball safer for decades. Unfortunately for them, plays like this can still occur. Sports in baseball, the out-of-play area is separated by a wall that is still in play, which has caused a safety hazard for over a century. Early MLB stadiums had walls that were concrete. Pete Reiser fractured his skull running into a wall, was temporarily paralyzed from running into a different wall, and fractured his skull a second time after running into a third wall. MLB gradually switched to chain link fences, which were also dangerous. Willie Mays got knocked out cold while colliding with a chain link fence on this play, and still somehow caught the ball.
Okay, listen, I like to win as much as the next person, or maybe I don't like to win that much. Maybe that's why I didn't become a famous sports star. Call it circumstance, but me personally, if I'm competing in baseball and I see a wall in front of me, bro, I'm not jumping into a wall just to catch a ball. Like, I'm propelling over, off of a wall. Like, I'm coming in foot first and then, using the wall to, propel me on some Matrix shit. I'm not just talking shit. I've done that before. But I'm not just running into a wall, slamming into a wall just to catch a ball and fracture my skull. Like, what the fuck? Wait. Hey.
Eventually, they switched to padded walls, which also had problems. Turner Ward completely smashed through one of these on this play and still managed to throw the ball in. Now the walls are almost all padded and secured, except for a few chain link bullpen fences and scoreboards, which players do occasionally run face first into. MLB has a massive incentive to invest in safety like this because owners lose millions of dollars paying injured players every year. In 1998, teams paid $116 million million in salary to injured players who couldn't even play. In 2021, that number went up to an insane $871 million. That is a 750% increase during a stretch where the average salary increased around 300%. So owners are losing more money than ever due to injuries, and when this happens, things usually change, which is why you can no longer do this. In the 1977 ALCS, Hal McRae broke up a double play by running right through the bag and trucking Willie Randolph, allowing the run to score. 2 days later, Craig Nettles didn't even try to slide and ran over Frank Wright to break up another double play. George Brett got Nettles back the next day after sliding into third and pushing him. Nettles responded by kicking him in the face, and the two teams started a fight. All three of these plays were deemed completely legal, and not a single player got suspended. You used to be able to slide into a bag any way you wanted until this happened in the 2015 NLCS. With a tying run on third, Howie Kendrick hit a soft ground ball to second. Stopping this double play would tie the game, so Chase Utley slid extremely hard, breaking up the double play and also breaking Ruben Tejada's leg. After appealing the initial suspension, MLB ruled this was a completely legal slide, but Tejada was never the same player again.
Wait. There's gonna be a long reaction. Bro, isn't that illegal? Isn't that supposed to be illegal? I mean, this is not exactly like football or something, or rugby or whatever, where you have to physically make contact with someone to to score or something. What do you call it? To score points or whatever. I'm still shaky with the what you call the different labels and point systems and all of that baseball uses. Just hold on for a second. I've never seen this in cricket where people just run over each other, you know? Like you make runs up and down, you know, to score points, but you don't run over anyone, you don't hit anyone or touch anyone or whatever. It's pretty much a sport where you all compete, and the most violent thing you could do to someone is maybe mistakenly or maybe like literally hit them in the face with the ball, like what we've seen over here. But in baseball, I've seen this in movies and I've sort of ignored it, but now it's just hit me. Like in baseball, people just run over each other. They jump over each other. They fight each other. I don't think I've seen a cricket fight ever, bro. I'm sure there must have been a cricket fight somewhere. I mean, come on, it's sports. Things do get heated enough where people will want to fight. But it seems like in American sports like baseball, like hockey, and, you know, it seems more likely to happen, you know. Whereas in like other sports outside of America, it's like violence within the sport is treated so seriously. Like it's a no-no. You know what I'm saying? It's very weird, man. America really is the Wild West. Hey.
And the backlash from across the league led MLB to completely outlaw the takeout slide unless the fielder was directly in the way of the bag. MLB's goal was to stop collisions on the base paths. They no longer wanted to see plays like this. In 2006, Brian Anderson hit a fly ball to left. AJ Pierzynski tagged up, ran home, and absolutely destroyed Michael Barrett. He punched Pierzynski in the face, and the benches cleared. Michael Barrett thought this play was dirty because he didn't even have the ball yet. However, this slide was completely legal until this happened in 2011. Scott Cousins tagged up on a fly ball, came home, and ran over Buster Posey to score the go-ahead run. Posey missed the rest of the season, and even though this play was also completely legal and accepted throughout baseball history, Cousins got death threats, and the Giants GM even said, quote, "If he doesn't play another day in the big leagues, I think we'll all be happy." A few years later, MLB implemented what is known as the Buster Posey rule, which banned catchers from blocking the play without the ball and runners from going out of their way to run over catchers, essentially banning any collision at the plate. By banning this, MLB saw a 45% drop in injuries caused by home plate collision. And by banning taking out a runner at second base, they saw a 36% decrease in injuries due to collisions at second. However, the number of injuries overall have increased dramatically since these rules were implemented. Position players get hurt sliding more than any other play. Sliding injuries are most likely to occur during slides into second base or into home, and are nearly twice as likely to happen when sliding head first. Sliding feet first used to be a way runners could intimidate fielders, making them more hesitant to block a bag or risk getting spiked. But since taking out fielders has been eliminated from the game, there's way less incentive to do it, causing more headfirst slides and more injuries. Banning collisions is only one of several reasons headfirst slides are occurring more frequently, but this shows that even rules...
hell no. Oh shit, I left it when he's stepping on this dude's foot. Hey bro, listen, I'll slide into the ground, I'll hit my head once and then I'll learn my lesson. But there is no way, no fucking way we can lose the World Series, it's fine. There is no fucking way I am sliding to get a point and sliding into another man's ass, bro. Never, never, dog. What I just saw now, we lose the World Series. If it's me and you putting me over there and I have to slide into another man's ass, yeah, we lose. Fuck it. I don't care.
that make some players safer have unintended consequences that make the game more dangerous to others. But baseball has come a long way because until somewhat recently, stadiums were essentially death traps. Dugouts didn't have protective fences. Players often fell into them and got hit by foul balls. In 1999, Mo Vaughn fell into a dugout trying to make a catch and hurt his ankle. The LA Times wrote, quote, "What's next? Protective nets in the dugout?" And that is exactly what happened. Dugouts are now protected by a railing. Players still fall into them while trying to make catches and get hit by flying bats and balls occasionally, but it is nowhere near as dangerous as stadiums like the Oakland Coliseum, which for some reason, to this day, does not have dugout railing. MLB cared so little about safety in the early 1900s, if there was a sellout, teams would literally put fans on the field to watch. Fans would hold a rope in the outfield to form a new fence. Hitting a ball past this rope resulted in a ground rule triple. In the 1903 World Series, there were 17 ground rule triples. Yankee Stadium used to have stone monuments and a flagpole in the outfield that were in play. They also had a rubber drain that was in play in the middle of right field. In the 1951...
Hold up 1 minute. Sorry, there was something wrong.
One World Series, Mickey Mantle tripped on it, tore ligaments in his knee, had to be carted off the field, and played 17 more seasons with a torn ACL that was never repaired. As recently as the 70s, throwing things on the field happened so often that umpires sometimes didn't even stop the game and continued playing with debris on the field. Phillies fans threw so many things at Dick Allen that in 1969, he started wearing a batting helmet while he played in the infield. MLB didn't start requiring hitters to wear helmets until 2 years later in 1971. Dave Parker took this rule change to another level. After a cheek injury, he wore a football helmet and even a hockey mask to the plate during games. Protective equipment for hitters has evolved into elbow guards, shin guards, face guards, and better helmets. Despite this, hitting is more dangerous than ever because batters are getting hit and hit in the face at a higher rate than any time in baseball history. And hitters are getting tired of it. Just ask the Angels, who started the biggest brawl of the year after Justin Upton was hit.
Damn it, it's an ad.
Angry at Dad for having a second family, yet you've been screwing your best friend's husband.
That ad came at an opportune time because I wanted to pause. And that ad was kind of strange because if you see my previous reaction, I've already admitted that my father did that shit too. But anyways. Wait. Like, I'm sitting here just wondering, bro, like, bro, America is really a special place. Like, you people, there's something in the water over there, dog, honestly speaking. Because you guys, bro, in some of these cases, there's no need to be so violent. Because, like, let's take this. Obviously, these pitchers have reached a certain level in terms of what you call sports, because they're good at their aim and they're good at getting the ball over the plate into the mid, etc. They're good at this. There's literally no reason for you to be hitting someone in the head with the ball that much, and to an extent that now you're costing the league and the teams and the owners millions, multi-millions, just off of like constantly hitting these hitters in the head with the ball alone. So this is sort of unnecessary violence. And I'm just sitting here looking at this and it's being explained to me and I'm just thinking, like, America, what's up, America? Like, are you okay? Like, Americans, tell me the truth in the comment sections. Are you all okay? Because a lot of this like stuff, it seems like very unnecessary violence. Like it seems very unnecessary, and I see this in so many American sports. You just be chilling, like, do you guys just like violence? Just tell us the truth. Do you guys just like violence? I mean, just be honest with me, because hey, let's continue, bro.
Hit in the head by Michael Lorenzen. This was a complete accident, but later that month, after Mike Trout saw 2 pitches go by his head, he speculated that these could have been on purpose, also saying that even if they weren't, pitchers who don't have good enough control to throw inside without hitting someone in the face probably shouldn't do it at all. The Angels threw near Julio Rodriguez's head the next day, which caused a back and forth, and when they hit Jesse Winker later in the game, things got ugly. The bad part for MLB is that this increase of batters getting hit is largely by design. Teams are having pitchers throw more breaking balls than ever, which are more likely to slip out of a pitcher's hand and hit a batter. When they do throw fastballs, they aim them high in the zone or on the inside corner more than ever before, causing more pitches near batters' heads and hands. Teams have found that pitchers with more velocity and pitch movement are more valuable than pitchers who just have good control, meaning that there are a ton of pitchers with nasty sliders and 100-mile-per-hour fastballs who are being told to throw high inside because they are the hardest pitchers to hit. Unfortunately, they're also the ones who are most likely to hit a batter. Last full Major League season had 2,112 hit by pitches, which is an all-time high, and this study found from 2011 to 2014, 1 out of every 21.7 hit by pitches resulted in an injury. Also finding that the faster the pitch was, the more likely an injury would occur. Average fastball velocity has increased since then, so there's a good chance this rate is even higher now. But what is arguably more concerning is that nearly 1 out of every 3 pitches that hits a batter in the head causes an injury. And until the high fastball stops being effective, this trend will be tough to stop. But MLB is trying. This offseason, the league tried to implement a rule that automatically ejected any pitcher who hit a batter in the head, regardless of if it was on purpose, as well as a hit-by-pitch point system. Each hit-by-pitch would count for a certain amount of points, depending on where it hit the batter. Once a pitcher passed a certain amount of points, they would be immediately ejected. The players have rejected both of these rule changes, and this is not the only time players have rejected things that made them safer. In 2009, MLB helmets supposedly only protected them from pitches going up to 70 miles per hour. The average fastball was 91 miles per hour, so Rawlings introduced a new helmet that protected against a 100 mile per hour pitch, but barely anyone wore it because they were too big and looked weird. Following an influx of line drives hitting pitchers in the head, MLB offered a similar option for pitchers. Brandon McCarthy's...
Nah, fam, Americans, y'all are just crazy in general. Y'all just wanna be violent, and y'all want to look good while doing it. That's why y'all movies are so... That's why Hollywood and the movies you guys have made for decades now are so, like, cool and dramatized that people think violence is a joke. This is violence, dog. When I first started watching MMA, I truly got introduced to violence, and I was like, shit, it's not like what you see in the movies, bro. This is... Nah, bro. Y'all just like violence. This is totally unnecessary. This is totally unnecessary. I need to do research even, okay, just to make sure I'm not judging without reason, because I just haven't seen it in terms of the sports that we watch out here. I'm just gonna research after this, like how much injuries or how much it costs, like the different leagues around the world between like soccer and cricket and rugby and all of that in terms of injuries and fights. I'm gonna research all that shit to make sure I'm not judging y'all unjustly. But honestly speaking, guys, I just feel like y'all like to fight. It just is what it is. It's just Americans like to kick ass. It's in your nature. I'm not saying anything bad. I hope I don't get cancelled. It's just, man, if it's going down to even your sports, and not just like the sports where it requires physical contact, but the sports where you don't even require physical contact at all, you do have to reach like a certain level in terms of your skills, especially as a pitcher, to be able to participate in that in that setting and throw and like aim and then hit the fucking thing. Like, bro, a lot of this shit I'm seeing is unnecessary, bro. And maybe it's because I'm a newbie or whatever. But a lot of this shit is unnecessary. And Americans, y'all are a bunch of just like cowboys, dog. Y'all are cowboys, man. Y'all are renegades. Y'all are the renegades of the world. It's how y'all got here. But just because y'all got here with that doesn't mean we must ignore it and think you're something else, man. Y'all a bunch of ass kickers. Fuck it.
May have been the scariest. He required emergency surgery and later had a seizure due to a line drive. MLB offered pitchers this hat that Alex Torres wore, but he was probably the only one who ever wore this hat for obvious reasons. More hats and helmets.
That's a goofy ass hat, bro. No, that's a goofy ass hat. I'll give you Americans that one. That shit looks fucked up, bro. That shit, and I know Americans, y'all about your swag and shit, so yeah. That hat was fucked up. That shit, man, it looks like a Seahawks hat. Fuck.
With extra protection have been introduced since, which are more popular and a lot less noticeable. But despite all of these changes that have improved player safety, the amount of league-wide days spent on the IL has gone from 31,000 in 2017 to 48,000 in 2021. That is a 65% increase in only 5 seasons, and a lot of these injuries are actually fake. But before we get to that, a word from today's sponsor. Factor is a meal delivery service that sends fresh, gourmet, never frozen meals directly to your door.
Okay. I've seen enough. I'm not gonna go past the ad because that was a long ass ad that I just had to sit through, and I'm just like, nah. It seems like a lot, and especially with people's short attention span, that's too much like work put in for less in terms of a reaction. My thoughts on this, because it's literally paused. I'm gonna continue this by myself while I do some other shit. My thoughts on this is, it is what it is, dog. It is what it is. There's obviously some things that are being put into place to make it less violent in terms of like the sport of baseball and like sports in general in America, but it seems that, as you could see in the certain part of this documentary, players are even rejecting things that are put into place to help them with their safety. And yeah, there was a goofy ass cap. No cap. Like there was a goofy ass cap. It was a goofy hat, man. But like, come on, bro. It's there for a reason. It's there to protect you. And I think it's just all about the culture of things, man. Even like when I talk to some like Americans in the comment section and shit, bro, you seemed a little bit very like amped up and prideful in terms of y'all's ability to incorporate violence into your sports instead of the actual beauty of the sport. You know, even though yes, I've had like more people explain to me the technical aspects and the skills and the stats and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and recommending this and that. I acknowledge that. But what I've noticed that second to that is a lot of people who are very happy and like show a lot of pride in the fact that your sports incorporate a lot of violence, man. What can I say? It is what it is, you know. Baseball is not dangerous just because of certain things that are in place that make it that helps run the risk of people getting hurt. It's also the culture of violence. It is what it is, man. I don't want to get too deep into it because this will turn political and stuff. And then in my future, this stuff will be dug up and people will be saying, oh, but you said this and that about us. And so I'm not going to get that deep into it, and I don't take back anything of what I said, because what I said, honestly, I can see it is true. I'm not saying it in a negative way, not in a positive way. I'm saying it in a I can see way, guys. Like, y'all need to chill the hell out, bro. Because the rest of the world, yeah, one last note. Yeah, the rest of the world does have a lot of violence, does have a lot of destabilized parts. I mean, who am I? I'm an African, and I'm talking, and there's multiple African countries that have civil wars and shit, right? But the difference is these problems like civil wars and shit and these random acts of violence usually happen with people who are impoverished and people who aren't part of a first world country and have to fight each other for limited resources, and the people at the top are screwing each other over. You know what I'm saying? You don't expect that in a first world country where people are supposed to be getting along to continue to win in general, you know? In comes the bald eagle. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notifications, guys. Have this conversation below, guys. Try to be as respectful as possible because I'm being as chilled as possible in terms of my breakdown and my thoughts on this, guys. But hey, man, I enjoyed this reaction either way. Some shit made me go but hey, it was interesting. I'm gonna subscribe to this page because I'd like to react to more of this shit. I even saw one. I think I need to react to another baseball reaction. You guys have a good day.
Press start in the BM. Yeah. Hit the gas in the PM. Now time. Move. Super fly, wanna be him. Yeah. I to the 10. When I see him. Yeah.